Okay, well, I wanted to hop on because I just got off of a YouTube live with Rich and everything was already set up on my computer to go live. So I figured I would pop on and share two trade ideas with you that I have. I don't like much at all right now going into next week. On my weekend video, I said that it's a short week. The market's closed on Friday. I also misspoke and said that the market was closed on Monday, the following Monday, but it's not. Okay, so I have two trade ideas I wanted to share. They are both kind of swing trades. So the time horizon for these trades would be by the end of the month, because both of these swing trade ideas are for the 50% rule on the monthly. So we are looking for outside bars on the monthly time frame. Okay, so the first one is a swing short, which most people I feel like don't think they can do, but you can. So if you want to buy the last expiry of the month, or if you want to buy the first week of May as an expiry, that's what I would do if you're playing options. So the first swing setup is dash short. So the far left screen is the monthly. You've got a 2 up, a failed 2 up. So it's in conflict, it's red. It's starting to breach that 50% level, which is when we look to go short. But what I mostly liked about this setup is we have a reversal on the weekly. So the weekly reversal can trigger the 50% rule and then can make that outside month. So we have a 2 up. So if we open tomorrow and we go 2 down, that's your trigger. So your trigger is 105.30 to go short. And your target is 74.32. So that's quite a percentage move. What is that? Ding! That's a 30% move. So you can pick pretty much whatever option you want. Knowing what our magnitude is helps us a lot. You could maybe even go for the 80 if you want. You know, anything within here. The thing is, you want to be in the money or well in the money by the time you get down here. So I would say anything 80 and above for the puts. And if you look at the daily, we've just had corrective activity. So that being said, I would put your stop right there. All right, so your stop is going to be 116, your entry 105, your target 75. That's pretty great risk reward. The second one is long HD for the potential outside month. And I really like it because on the monthly chart, we have just made a lower low on the monthly. So that's the bottom of our broadening formation. So anybody who had a stop here just got taken out. We have a failed 2 down. So a green 2 down is great for a 2 down, 2 up reversal. So same setup, just opposite of dash. Your trigger is going to be 312.29 to hopefully trigger the 50% mark at the 320 level, and your outside month target being 340. So same thing, you might want to pick the first week of May's expiry and option strike somewhere in here. You know, look for good open interest, not too spready, whatever you can find. The little downside to the daily is we haven't had any corrective activity yet. So we had a 3-2 continuation. If you want to take the trigger, the weekly trigger, I would put my stop pretty much right at 300. Okay. So entry 312, stop 300, target 340. Hey, you guys like this mic? Thanks. It's new. I hope it sounds as good as it looks. Chewy does look interesting. That was the only other thing that I had on my chart. Tesla. I will talk about Tesla for you. 1 second. So, Chewy, what's interesting is the 3-1 setup. So, the only thing for tomorrow, if you're looking for a day trade, would be a possible 2 up, 2 down reversal to trigger the 3-1-2 week. And if that triggers, let's make that green, your short target, I'm more short biased this name. I know that the month is green and that the week is green, but last week you just had a bull break and it failed right away because it pretty much just gapped up really big. And you've got, they tried to bounce, you got a lower high. Tried to bounce, you got a lower high. So there's not a lot of bullish conviction here. So that's why I'm more short biased on that. But again, you want to see which way this inside week breaks. And all these upper wicks, that is not bullish, that's bearish. It means the price traded all the way up here and it got sold off. So the buying did not last. Okay, so Don Fran wants to talk about Tesla. Tesla was an outside week. I called that on Wednesday night because it was a failed 2 up. So the trade to become an outside week last week was a break below 1087, which was tricky because it did gap down. And then the target was 1053. But starting from scratch with Tesla, on the monthly, it's a failed 2 up after a 2 up. So this is why I say I don't take continuations, because this candle here is a 2 up, and then so is this one. So I don't buy into recent highs. That's why I don't trade continuations. So the month, you have a 2 up in red. The week, you have an outside bar. Now, the problem is the daily, okay? You have a giant pivot machine gun. You also have a potential outside month. So look at all these pivots, all these consecutive higher lows. You have a million. So everybody's got their stops at the low of these. So when they get stopped out, they have to sell to close. And we're going to open as an inside day. So a 2-1-2. If you get a 2-1-2 down, you have all these pivots that the price can easily flush through. And being where we are full time frame continuity to the red side. So all time frames are red. Let's throw a fib on the potential outside month. So the 50% level is 935. So, I mean, it all depends on the market, what the market wants to do. Right now, I know the futures were red. Yeah, so right now the market's weak. So if the market is weak and Tesla takes that 2-1-2 day down, that's definitely a short that I would take. Thoughts on BABA for puts to trigger the 50% rule? Okay, so BABA is not a candidate for the 50% rule. the 50% rule, rule one of the 50% rule is you have to take out the previous high or low of the candle, and it hasn't done that. It's trading as an inside candle. So do you see how Dash took out March's high? So that is step one. So that's why BABA is not a candidate. It did not take out the high. And the reason why I keep saying that I don't like anything for next week is because last week was a 2 down. So again, if we take out last week's lows, we're going to be 2 down again, and that's continuation. So I don't trade continuation, so I will happily sit out. But if you do, and you do want to take it, by all means. And honestly, right now you have a daily rev strat, so this is actually a pretty nice entry. So a rev strat is you go short at 44.6875 and your target is 44.44, and you could put your stop right there. Actually, no. I'm tightening my stops up because of the 50% rule. So if we trigger here, let's make this bigger. So, okay, so we just triggered the 2 up, 2 down. So if this doesn't go and starts coming back through, I'm going to anticipate it's going to go outside bar. So my stops have tightened up, and now they're 50% through the trigger candle. But this is a good entry, and if you do want to take this short, that's fine for a day trade. These are going to be your targets. So the entry will make white. I don't know why I keep doing that. All right, so here. Entry white, stop red, targets green. Lie to me. Tell me good news. That's not what traders do, silly goose. We don't have a bias. We don't care which way it goes. We just want to be going the way it's going. I don't care if it's up or down. Okay, so I'm going to tell you right now, we have an outside bar on the monthly, which means we have a broadening formation, which means it's right here. Okay, there's your broadening formation. We were at the top of the broadening formation. We went 2 up, a red 2 up, a failed 2 up. That means go short. I cannot lie, sorry. Go short at 32.46. And all of your targets, since this weekly candle is so big, that's when you want to default to the daily candles for targets. So those are your downside targets. We haven't had any corrective activity since that day, but I anticipate when we do get a 2 up, it's just going to be like a bear flag, and then basically we're trying to come back down. So full time frame continuity, look right here, is all red. Yeah, like Neil, Plug, Tesla, all of those are set up for potential outside months. Oh wait, I made a list. These are your potential outside months. Airbnb, Dash, Facebook, Neo, Oracle, Pins, Plug, PayPal, Teladoc, Trip. Let's quickly look through them all. Airbnb, we took out March's high in April. We're red. It's almost a candidate. Dash, took out March's high. Red. Facebook, it's going to be the same thing over and over. Facebook took out March's high in red. Neo barely took out March's high in red. Look at that. People got so mad. Oh, and it was a 3 that did it. This is why we don't buy breakouts, guys. Breakout, fail, breakout, fail. Don't buy breakouts. Oracle. If it says it's at 2, that means it did take out March's high. So failed 2. Pins. Failed 2. Already, it's already in force and below the 50% mark. Plug. Failed 2 and right at the 50. PayPal. Failed 2 in red. Teladoc. Failed 2 in red, almost at the 50. Trip. Failed 2 in red, almost at the 50. So do you see? It's the same stuff over and over and over. Oh, good, Don. Well, you should have been short. Oh, you caught the falling knife. Don't do that either. Yeah. Okay. Well, I hope you guys all have a good trading week. There's a whole bunch of old men speaking in the morning. I retweeted it. There's like 3 of them. So I'm really not looking to day trade anything till probably Tuesday. On Tuesday or on Monday after close, I will look for, you know, failed 2 ups or failed 2 downs and form my plan going forward. So no, broadening formations are not off of 3 bars. All right. Thank you guys for popping in. Have a good week. Bye.